into all things entertainment industry. I'm gonna consider this like an unpopular opinion video just because we're gonna be expressing our opinions, and everyone is entitled to have one. So, without further ado, what did we decide that we were gonna talk about? Because it's
So
crazy.
today we decided that we're going to talk about Erica Mena's, what is it called? A shot at love?
Two ways.
Two ways with Erica Mena. See, I'm thinking of Tila Tequila.
Oh, I remember that show.
Right. That's
That's
why.
a throwback
Yeah.
to her. But it just goes to show the influence of Flavor of Love. Like, if you don't know anything about like reality television, I feel like Flavor of Love was the pioneer for just this type of reality TV, and we
Right.
get so invested into these characters to where now we have Erica Mena. If you don't know much about her, I actually know that she's like a video girl. So I believe one of the first videos she was in was like Chris Brown's Yo.
Yeah, that's where I remember her from. Yeah. See, I
And
was going to ask you because I know we're like talking about like some of her drama and her stuff that she has going on, but
mhm,
like I don't know much past like the Love and Hip Hop, like what she showed on Love and Hip Hop, like those early seasons,
mhm.
and then like the Chris Brown stuff. Like other than that, I kind of like I know a little bit about the Safari
Mhm.
stuff, but like not too much.
I just feel like if you grew up in a household that promoted that, so like I grew up with a single mom, black household, and so when it was Love and Hip Hop, we watched it, and when it was Real Housewives, we watched that too. So when it came to Erica Mena, it's like, who is this person? She looks familiar, but you can't really tell. And then
Right,
seeing her on reality TV, not to be messy or disrespectful, but you see these people engage with their partners, but then they have like different partners because things don't work out.
right.
So when I saw her, I believe it was Love and Hip Hop New York.
Yeah,
That's
that was her first season.
that was her first season,
Yeah.
but she was like in a relationship with someone named Sin.
With
And
who?
Sin
Oh
Santana.
yeah, 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 yeah. The girl.
Yes, the girl. So then something happened to where she went from the girl to Richie Dollars. And it was like, wait a minute. So that's when I believe she was telling people publicly or through television, like, I go both ways. Like, I
Right,
like girls and I like guys too. So it's not unheard of.
right.
When I heard about the show, I wasn't surprised, but it's just like, it's on Zeus, right?
Yeah, it's on Zeus.
And I'm going to be so real. I have not paid for a subscription.
See,
Netflix be in my pockets, HBO be in my pockets. So
I am an avid Zeus watcher. And I am an avid Now That's TV watcher, which is kind of bad, but also like I feel like this is kind of cool because you get two different perspectives. Like I've done the TV world and like the reality TV, and then like you are like, oh hell no.
it's lit seeing you do it because when I saw you with Krishan, I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute. And that was like a throwback, but still, it's just like you've done it. You can be around the girls.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
still told me like it's a lot that comes with it if you want to explain.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why I kind of know like a little bit more like about behind the scenes stuff. Like not with this show, but like how like everything is like goes and how it's set up and all that. Like it's just a big headache, honestly.
So is it true when the celebrities or the reality stars be like, oh, y'all didn't see the full scene, it was edited? Do things really get edited out?
Um, well, I would say there are some things like well, now that's TV and Zeus Network are like totally different. Zeus Network is like the like more pristine, like cookie cutter, like edit. They'll show you like a 10-second fight or whatever they want to show you. Now that's TV shows you like long, drawn out like conversations, and yes, those are still edited out. Um, like there's been times where like girls will literally argue for like 2 hours, and I'm like, shut up,
Right, because come
like
on
what
now,
are we doing here? And
it's
then
free to disagree.
right, and they'll show like 30 minutes or like literally they'll show a whole 30-minute argument, and I'm
Mhm.
like, why are we getting a 30-minute argument? So it's just
It's crazy. But
It
the
does get edited out. Stuff does get edited out,
stuff
but
gets edited out. And so now we live in a time where people want that instant, gratification. And so we just scroll and swipe. We have our 15 seconds. Now it's a
right.
little longer. But I heard about the show through, I believe it's like Neighborhood Talk.
Yeah,
It's on
yeah, yeah.
them.
Yeah, they made an announcement. They made a post saying that Erica had a new show coming, Two Ways with Erica Mena, and that was for guys and girls. I
Mm-hmm,
remember there being like an audition, like flyer going around,
mm-hmm.
but I was like, this is not real. Like she's with Safari, or like I don't know what I was thinking, but
I feel like I do not judge Erica. I don't know these people, granted, but seeing what I saw like on the show and then Safari, of course, like these people are with other people. They are not being like mutually exclusive to each other. It's pretty clear that they're divorced.
right,
So if we got to get to the bag, we have to get to the bag. I know
right.
we're doing YouTube, but sis has a show. And the way I saw it was not only on that Instagram page, but I would see shorts on YouTube.
Mm.
And there was all this talk about like Aaron the plumber, Aaron the plumber. And I'm like, what is this? And then I seen something about a Ninja Turtle. And
Oh yeah,
my algorithm is crazy. Like I know I'd be like, oh, I'm a spiritual person, but I be seeing stuff and I'm like, this is crazy. Like they're just showing people this on YouTube, on Instagram,
yeah.
and
It's just open.
it's open. And this man
Uh-uh.
is talking about he righteous, but he catching the fade with everybody on the show.
No, this is okay. This is a crazy because okay, like I said, like I watch what is it, two ways with Erica Mena?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know the name of the show because it's not on my like hierarchy of shows that I'm watching right now.
We get
But I
it.
do watch it, and I watch it every week. And
Entertain.
so basically, the show is about 12 contestants or 14 contestants, however many, and they're fighting for Erica's love. You know, they go through these challenges where like you have them like sucking toes, riding bulls, and like some of them are like uncomfortable challenges even for me to watch, and I'm like, whoa, that's like crazy. But they're
It's
there.
the viewers. It gets the
Yeah, yeah.
viewers.
So when I first seen Aaron Plummer, I actually seen him on TikTok when I very first seen him before the show. So
Okay.
he just scrolled up on my thing and he was like, it was some weird TikTok about like plumbing, like how to like plumb some girl pipes, like something weird and like a weird sexual thing. And I was like, okay. And then just kept scrolling through TikTok like normal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a few months later, he's on this show. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever, cool, cool. Then he's just I'm thinking like, okay, I seen this TikTok. He shouldn't be like that bad of a person. He like seemed kind of funny. Then he
Mm-hmm.
gets on the show and he's like fighting and like going in on like all the girls and like going in on the trans girls and like
So
and
did
just
you
like
see him on the Pop the Balloon? Because that's what I heard he was on TikTok for. It's
see
like a
that
pop the balloon show where they like say
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's crazy. These things are like unnecessary, and then they get like the gender war started to where we have women beefing with men and men. It's crazy, and it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
necessary because the only thing that I'll really say about it is when it comes to like sexuality, things that we're seeing have been in place for a long, 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 long time. There's
Hmm.
history to support that these things have existed for a long time.
Right,
So if it's not you, then it's none of your business. Just
right,
watch, be entertained.
right.
When I see him going against the twins, that was like the first thing I
That was
saw.
his first fight. Yeah,
He caught the fade with the twins, and I'm like, wait a minute, like
they didn't deserve that. They
they
did not deserve that.
really? Okay, because I'm like, did they say something out of pocket? But I really couldn't find it.
No,
He's just standing on business.
no, yeah, I will say like that first episode. Okay, so I will say like based on experience, when you first go into a show,
Hmm.
you like nerves are back, especially when I used to camera. Like your
Mm.
nerves are like high. Everything is like heightened up. So like your
Right.
anxiety is high. Everything's high. You don't know what the hell's going on. You don't know nobody around you. You're
Mm.
like my back is against the wall, kind of.
Mm.
So you go in there with a defense mechanism, and I feel like that was his defense mechanism, kind of like kicking in. Like I don't know nobody. I'm drinking, and now I'm just like I started something, and now
Hmm.
I can't stop it because I already started some shit.
Do they bring the drinks or do they provide the drinks? Like,
They provide alcohol. They're
Yeah.
provided, yeah.
So
And
it's like,
then you got to get it
you know,
yourself.
but you do have a choice. You have a choice to partake or not to partake, I'm pretty sure. But it's still like, okay, this is what it comes with. And then it's a bunch of cameras and it's a production team.
Right.
My
Yes.
goodness. So
Yeah.
when it comes down to, because I know I also seen Bambi on the show, and
Hmm.
that's like Erica Mena's friend, and she's
Right.
also associated to Love and Hip Hop. So you see these people, and if you want to like believe in it a little bit, they've had issues with relationships. I think at the end of the day, love is love, and so everybody is looking for some type of love, but you're
Right.
like you want exposure too.
Right.
Do you feel like when you watched it, is Erica really empathetic to the fact that these people want her? Like they want to be with.
Um, I would say like when I first, depending on like at least like I would say with Erin, there
Hmm.
was like she kind of got me at first, and I was like, oh, like she might like him for real a little bit,
Hmm.
but it's that TV switch. Like she's a professional. You know when to turn it on, you know when to turn it off.
Right.
And that was like a on moment for TV.
Hmm.
So I don't think that she's in love. I think she's there to get a check. I think all the contestants are there to get a check.
Okay.
No one's really looking for love. They all have girlfriends, boyfriends,
Dang.
whatever, what so have yous, dogs, cats. So
Dang. But
so
that's why I in the compilation I was watching, Aaron caught the fade with
cat
Hef,
dog.
or no, I don't know if it was Cat. Is Cat Dog Bria?
I don't know the name, but I know cat
I
dog
know
is the
the
trans
big
person.
names, but is Cat Dog the trans person?
Yeah.
Why did Bria, I believe that's her name.
Okay.
Why did she do that deep voice? Like
Oh,
stay in character, like
right. She's like,
but
"Oh, you want the man? I'm gonna give it to
right.
you."
That was wild to do on television.
No, yeah.
It's kind of just like Aaron was saying, you didn't identify yourself. Is that important, like in relationships, for people to identify, or should it just be focused on just a connection? Like, because people say
Um,
they're just, fluid or whatever, and sometimes people do believe in love at first sight or love at first sight, but some people don't believe in that.
right. Um, I believe in lust at first sight. Um, no, yeah,
Clock it.
because you might, like I've had my experience where like I thought I was in like I was gonna be with this person and all this shit,
Head
but like
over heels.
yeah. So I believe in lust at first sight. I do believe that like you don't have to like for me personally, when I'm dating somebody, I'm more so looking at their mindset. I'm looking at like what they have going on for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really worried about the materialistic things that they have or like looks all around. I'm not gonna say I'm not worried about looks completely because I am. I even told my partner now like I'm a little bit shallow. So if it wasn't like if you didn't have like and you've met him, so like
Mm-hmm.
I'm like if you weren't like the way you were, then I probably wouldn't be with you.
Right. But that just means that looks aren't everything in any
Right.
relationship or capacity. I just seen something, the billboards had an award ceremony, and Erica Badu is wearing a crocheted BBL outfit.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, what is the message here? Because we all gonna have different bodies. We're all
Right.
different skin tones,
Right.
different color eyes, different shapes. But it's so much power that comes from like pointing the finger and judging people. And I don't think that's necessarily healthy for us
Mhm.
anymore. I feel like if anything, these shows, as inappropriate as they might be,
Which
disclaimer
they are.
is inappropriate, but they give students and people and children access to these. They're telling people like, hey,
I will never forget when I was at the swimming pool. Me and my family were all at the swimming pool, and I swear this girl had to be no more than like 6, 7 years old, and
mhm,
she's screaming like "Batty, Batty, shot o'clock," and I'm like, I
yeah,
turn around, I'm like,
yeah. How
who
did I
kid is
just
this?
hear that? Right.
Like, oh
Yeah.
hell no! Like you must got your mom got to be young, or you have too much access to the internet these days, because there's no way you should be knowing what a Batty, Batty, shot o'clock is.
It's unlimited access from the
Right.
TikTok videos. And don't get me wrong, I like some of the trends, and it just reminds us of like our generation. Or, when they talk about millennials and gens and this, it's hard to keep up with all of it, but it just shows that they take things and they take trends and recycle them. It's rinse and repeat. So, like Erica Mena show, it reminds me of Flavor Love. It's just a little elevated, it's evolved. It
Yeah.
little different because during that time, maybe it wasn't acceptable to put everyone's sexuality on display.
Right.
But we've progressed.
Right.
It shows that we've changed. So now we can show a little bit. And don't get me started. Like, it's so many
And I was
people.
just gonna say, like now I feel like back then we didn't really care, but like now I feel like everyone's sexuality is such an agenda, like especially with like these shows that I'm
Mhm.
watching. Like for instance, like there's a show called Playboys, and like everyone's like, the boys are gay, or like we need a show with straight guys. And I'm like, why does anyone's sexuality kind of matter at this point? Who's on TV? I don't get it. I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
having a hard process
it'd
with
be,
like,
it'd be a lot. I thought you was gonna say P Valley because I've
oh
seen
no.
that one come up a couple of times. But it's also good to know that our communities are booked and busy
Hmm.
into the bag. Everything
Hmm.
that they say, you can only take with a grain of salt because I also saw Aaron like come out and he was saying people hygiene is not up to par. But we aren't there. We don't know. Like it just
And I
go
will say,
go ahead.
people's hygiene do not be up to par. Like they do not be up to par, guys. They really do not be up to par. Like
You're
I
here first.
continuously watch. I don't know if I should name drop or not, but okay, I continuously watch. You guys watch Now That's TV or anything like that? Like,
Hmm.
you know, like meme. She's a meme. She's trendy. She's just all this stuff, right?
Hmm.
But my first season with her, she smells so bad, and I'm not even gonna hold you. Like,
I
she's
don't
like,
know,
she
Barbie.
would go out and like put her business on there, but like this is like something that would like everyone knows and just linger in that smell. And I'm like, uh-uh.
But do we give grace for having to do what she has to do because she thinks that she has to do that? Like, is anyone showing her professionalism?
I showed her professionalism.
You showed it.
I did ask, said,
Yes.
no, I'm just kidding.
Oh, no, you told her. You let her know because some people like how
No,
you think
I
someone
did
is
not
brown.
let her know. I did not let
Okay.
her know, but I know for a fact that other people let her know because
Mhm.
it came up in like other situations, like arguments and stuff like that. People would say like, "Hey," but no, I'm
Yeah.
just not that type of person. I believe in I'm for myself, and I don't need nobody being offended if I tell you like, "Hey, you
No
might need to take a
offense.
shower."
I would want somebody to tell me.
Me too.
Working and we're in a capacity where we're getting exposure, there's a bag involved, there's exposure involved.
Hmm.
I'm not coming clean and I'm not coming correct because I just see it, even though like everything is baby steps, you never know what your creative process or where it will take you. You don't know
Right.
where it will take
Right.
you. So if I get this grand opportunity and it's off, help me change the direction, help me change my alignment, help me really get into pocket.
Right. I
So
see what you mean now. Yeah.
party is
Yeah.
judging me and I don't have no idea. Cause some people don't know they smell.
Yeah.
You get used to your funk, you don't necessarily know that it's funky. But I get it. I'm glad that you actually said something. I feel like we need to tell each other more about ourselves so that we can be better.
No, right. And that's the thing, like I just know that like I'm not the type of person personally to like tell someone like, hey,
Mhm.
like if someone has something on like their eye or like their face or something, whatever, I'm like, hey, you have something on your face or like whatever. But
Mhm.
I can't just tell somebody like, hey, I don't know how to tell someone like,
I
hey,
feel like we gotta do a
you
part
might
one,
need
part two, because when you said Barbie, I thought you was about to start talking about Nicki Minaj.
oh no.
And I've never heard this right. I've never heard nothing about Nicki,
That is
but
my queen.
I know you put me on. You made me into a Harajuku Barbie at that time because it's a movement. But like we both went to her show.
Mhm,
We both saw her perform.
mhm.
And a lot of the girlies, the baddies, whatever you want to call them, they want to reach that level. Like they want to
Right.
be up there.
Right.
But is it a dangerous game?
It is a dangerous game. Because I feel like a lot of people are not. I feel like people think that fame is just so easy, or like all this stuff is so like it's way more attainable now than it was like way back then, or like during our generation. But
Mm-hmm.
like I just feel like it just is so it moves so fast, and
Mm-hmm.
people are not ready for that fast life. Like
Yeah.
even I've had a little bit of it, a little bit. And
Mm-hmm.
personally, like I was already, I've had anxiety. I left social media for a year. Like all this stuff has happened. So like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't think people are really ready for that when they like when they sign on for it. They think that they want it. They think they're like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna be having all this, not
Right.
knowing that they're beginning like you're gonna be working. You're gonna be getting beat up for the same amount of like the same amount of pay that you'll be getting at a 9 to 5.
Right.
So is it really worth it? No.
Yeah. I'm the disappearing queen, so I know it's like every time you like pull back because you're like, oh, what if this comes out? You're supposed to always stay in the present, but then it's just the past be there just like tormenting you a little bit to where you have to either choose right then and there, let it
Right.
go. Let it go because are you gonna let what you did or who you used to be impact who you could be? Like
Right.
they're down the line. So
Right.
with that being said, it's kind of just like we want everybody to be successful, and then it seems like instant fame. You know, people who have been on TikTok are now famous celebrities, or they're making their waves in the music scene, modeling, all these things. But it's like, don't get caught up in your past. Just
Mhm.
move on and do what you need to do in the future, because you have people like Erica Mena and Bambi. You see they tea coming out like clockwork.
And I was just gonna
I
say,
have to
yeah.
be strong to get through that. Like I don't
Mhm.
even I commend them.
And I was gonna say that speaking of that, speaking of like Aaron and Bambi and Erica and all of that, I was just thinking about how like how you know how Aaron recently went on that social media rant about Erica, like saying she's a racist. She's like she put his hands on them. He's suing Zeus
I
and like all this
saw
stuff.
it's been so much. I just watched him. He was on Real Life Street Stars, and it's
Mhm.
like the Blue Couch. So I just finished watching him on that, and he was just talking about what a real man should be, and talking about he did talk about Erica's hygiene, but he didn't say about her comments. And I know she got in trouble for saying comments against Spice.
Yeah, so like he went on. I don't know if it was edited out or whatever, but like basically, what caused him to go on that like rant is like she literally gave him like a little love tap on the cheek, or at least that's what they showed us.
Hmm.
And he just lost his mind and like went off and like left the show, all this stuff, right? So
Right.
he comes back, and this goes back to like image and like everything else that we're talking about. He comes back and like apologizes to her. So this is where I feel like her
He
image
loses
and everything
credibility.
that's been
Yeah.
said
Hmm.
comes into play.
Yeah.
Because at first, when he was going on the rant on social media, it's the same time during filming. One, two, you guys brought him back to clarify that she's not a racist, that she didn't abuse him, that she didn't do all these things
Hmm.
because you at that time are getting shit from people. Or excuse my language. Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine. Is the truth. He lost a little bit of credibility when he spun the block and came back. Like
Mhm.
if you were gonna stand in your power in your position and say that she disrespected you when she tapped you on the face, then don't come back to the show.
Exactly.
Like, please don't. And I think he had like this cast on or this rap or whatever.
Yep.
I was like, I kind of questioned it. I side-eyed it. I was like, this is inauthentic. You can't say that you stand for something unless they forced you and drug you and said, we're gonna harm your family if you don't apologize,
And
because
that's something else he's saying. He's saying
there's
Zeus
been
is like,
accusations against Zeus, but it's kind of like, what are you doing? Like, are you really being righteous here, or are you just confusing the masses like everybody else?
right,
So
right,
I don't want to take up too much of your time. We gonna have to run this back.
right. Thank
It's
you for
a
coming
great.
on here.
I know, I know that's right. But until next time, y'all know I say when life gives you thorns, search for roses. Peace, everybody.
And what
Okay.
I'll say, till next time, guys, I'll catch y'all. Peace, love, and happiness, and I'll see y'all next time.
I love that.